So my dad worked at Nintendo, Phil.
Oh my gosh! No, 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 baby snake, don't eat daddy.
Play of the game, baby. High five. Let's do another one.
If Eric could kick him and let's say it's me, you, and yeah, hold on. I think me, you, and Shelby. If Shelby and I hold him and you get one free shot, I think we can do some damage.
What? This dude has a crush on your wife?
Of health left and no shield, so I threw my shield check down, pulled out my shotgun, and I looked and it gave me nothing.
But while you were doing that, were you shot in the face? Did that will count
No.
against you?
No, they were down.
Can't hold it anymore, oh boy. Dude, is this for real about to be an ex-boyfriend monster from your dead wife? Because that would be pretty epic. I mean, what does that mean about your wife's taste in men if she used to date a fish monster? Nothing good, I promise you that. Whoa, okay.
Here we go. We got Ditto. Sweet.
Nice. Well,
Guess what, Phil? New save, baby. I'm not oversaving anything in this game. I'm gonna do a new save every time only because I can. So many terabytes of saves when I'm 45. What do you do about it? It's my game. I do what I want.
We got some. Oh! Oh! Whoa! Oh my god! I was wrong!
Episode of a Can You Hear Me? Yes, you can! The right microphone is on. I'm going solo tonight for a Backlog Battler episode. But hey, things happen. We are here. We are ready to rock and roll. Dr. Z, thank you for being with us tonight. That my dad works at Nintendo. Oh my gosh, that intro clip gets me jacked every time. Like, it doesn't matter when I watch it, but every time I'm like, yeah, like that's where it's at. That's why we do what we do. My dad works at Nintendo, and so should yours, especially if you are on the playground and you are 7. So didn't everybody's dad work at Nintendo at that point? Well, maybe they did, maybe they didn't. Welcome. Hey, thanks for hanging out. Just me solo tonight. We're going to talk about some games we've been playing, mainly 2 that are taking up the entire time. But you know what? It's all good things. Dr. Z and a couple of the guys and I got together this weekend and we had a blast. I learned how to play a game called Wingspan, and now I'm contemplating whether to buy this game and force my wife to play it while going abroad. We might need to put a poll in Discord to see if I can get her talked into it. But here's the deal. My wife hates birds. Like, hates them with a fiery passion. She believes that they are the rats of the sky and that they carry disease. And I don't think she's wrong. I might think she has a point, but I might force her to play Wingspan anyway, because I'm a good husband. And what we do is we push our limits in and out and up and down. What are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about a little bit of Diablo 4. The multi-madness is on. Multiplayer madness is happening right now. We've started a clan. Things are happening. We're going through the different circles of the underworld, and it is a blast, I tell you what. So, without any further ado, let's hop right into the show. And the first thing we're going to do tonight, well, let's go through the agenda. We're going to talk about some Diablo. We're going to talk about some Zelda. We're going to talk about the Fuse King being crowned, who in our chat and on YouTube was like, yo, I got the best Fuse combination. Check it out. We're going to figure that out. But without further ado, we are going to hop in. We're going to talk about a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We're going to give away some money. At the end of the day, let's just hop into the games. And to do that, we're going to start with the dad joke of the day. And I am the only one here, so I'm just going to imagine a bunch of laughter when I drop this joke. Are you ready? You want to hear a Diablo joke? Diablo Immortal. It's funnier after you've played Diablo 4. Because holy crap, they brought it back. They did it. They actually made Diablo 4 a game that has its hooks in me. And let me tell you what, I don't have a lot of time to play, but still, I find time to play with an hour a day.
It's 11 p.m. Should I play games or should I go to bed?
You should always play games, as everybody knows. And what I have been playing, what has been taking over my house, is Diablo 4. And let me tell you what, Diablo 4 is honestly one of the best dungeon crawlers I have ever played, and mainly because I don't play a lot of these games. Like here and there, I'll play them, I'm gonna enjoy them, I'll do them, but what I really have to say is that something about this game is really scratching an itch. Now, I'm playing with my friends, and that is making it a completely new experience. I think that the solo play is good here, but I think it might be a little samey. You know, like I think that if you were playing the solo, you might get to a point where you're grinding it out and you're like, I just don't know if I want to continue playing this game. But because there is the multiplayer aspect, I feel like I need to bring my A game when I play that. And I am playing the rogue class because I didn't feel like anybody in our Discord would actually play the rogue class. So that's what I've done. And I don't know if this is just a class-based thing or if this is a character thing across the board, but what I'm seeing in my character build is I really like to be on the move. So I got this clip here, and essentially what it shows you is that I like to run in and then bring out all of these enemies that are just like, yo, I'm gonna get you. And as I run away, I drop a trap and put them all in a trap and then gobble them up. The problem with this is when I'm playing with Dr. Z and my buddy Filbert on the internet, what's happening is they're taking on mobs and mobs of enemies, and I'm just running through the map. I'm just cruising. Like, I got places to be, things to do. I don't have time to just sit around and throw daggers at enemies, okay? I gotta trap them in. I gotta keep on the move. My character's a little bit weak, so you gotta move that butt up through the underworld and make some stuff happen, okay? That's what you have to do. So you know what? I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry at all. Like, that's exactly what I should be doing as the rogue class. So you're very welcome. I'm playing my class. That's why I'm abandoning my friends in hell. I said it. That's just how it is. A great example of them hating it is this one time when we were out gallivanting through the underworld, and essentially what ended up happening is Dr. Z was with me. You were there. You were in the trenches. We're running. We're going through this place like, hey, we're trying to get to a quest on the map. And as we're running that way, you follow me. I pull too many enemies, and you try to take them on yourself. Don't do that. You gotta dash through those enemies, Dr. Z. You gotta get away from them. You can't just let them overwhelm you. No. You gotta run like a real man. Okay? Run far, far away, where they can't find you. Diablo 4 is great. I think the classes seem really different. I will say that, like, as the rogue class, I'm throwing a lot of traps and trying to play a little bit more strategically in that I'm coming in, dropping a trap, bringing the enemies in, and then when I'm out of stamina and health, I'm literally dashing away to dash back in and drop some more. Hey, Linda, what's going on? Appreciate you hanging out tonight. But what has really got me going about this game is the social hooks that it really ties into. Diablo 4 has always been known as a social game. I'm more familiar with like D2, which came back many, many years ago when I played on PC. D3 I kind of missed. I know people love it quite a bit, but I just never got into it, but I know people love it. One thing that's really impressed me about this title is the fact that the variety within the bosses is pretty impressive. So here you can see a screenshot of some of the boss battles that we're taking on. And like, I'm kind of imagining, okay, we're going to take one person at a time and they're going to be a tank and you're going to have to really just push in. What you're seeing here on the screen is an example of how they're forcing the characters to move around the environment and really get away. Movement is a far greater factor in this game than I anticipated it would be in the beginning. They also do this really smart thing where each boss, each one of the major bosses, has 3 phases, which isn't uncommon in video games, right? We see that all the time. You gotta hit the boss 3 times. Going back to like every Mario game anybody has ever played. Well, this has 1 health bar, and it's broken into 3 different sections. And as you whittle a boss's health down, it drops potions. So you get into this really not odd limbo, but this really satisfying limbo where you're taking this individual from full health and you're getting him down, you're getting him down, you're getting him down. Then you get through that 1 pip and it drops 2 potions. And at times it's like a breath of fresh air because you're like, oh, good, I can grab these potions and kind of recover. And then once you recover, you get yourself right back in where you're doing damage, and you get him almost to the next pip, and then it drops 2 more potions. And it really gives you a sense of satisfaction, because as you're making your way through the boss, you feel like you're getting better every time, because sometimes you get a little bit further through the health bar, but you're also like balancing out the stress of the situation. Like at times you're like, it's overwhelming, I'm gonna die, there's no way I'm gonna do it. And then as you hit these checkpoints, it drops these potions and it makes you feel like, oh, I might actually be able to do that. I will say that Diablo 4 is probably one of the sweatiest games I've played in a really, really long time. Like, I get through a boss and I'm literally like hands sweating, like, oh, okay, all right. That was awesome. We did it. And it's just really well done. I did not expect the variety of this game to be to the extent that it is. And for that reason, I'm truly impressed. I would suggest people get in there and play it. I think that this game really does benefit from playing with friends on the internet. We started a clan, by the way, so if anybody is listening to this and like, hey, we want to join your clan, we are the Underpowered Pod Clan, and there's a cute little description for all of our Discord friends. If you're on the inside joke, then you'll get some love out of that. Otherwise, you'll be like, what does that mean? But hey, it is what it is. One thing that I do find very, very attractive and impressive about this game is the fact that they have really given a lot of thought to, is it coming to Switch any day now? I think so. I think there's a rumor, right? Is there a rumor? I don't know. What you're seeing on the screens, if you're watching the video version, is I'm just looking at the map. And essentially what you'll see are their dungeons set all over the corners of the map. But each dungeon has a completion bonus for a different type of hero, right? So there's 5 different classes, and for each dungeon you beat, you get a class buff of some kind. So what it does is it really inspires you to go and try to beat these dungeons, and once you beat that dungeon, you beat it for your entire profile. So you'll get the buff to whatever character you need, and you don't necessarily have to go back and beat that dungeon again. Now, it's really smart because it actually incentivizes you to go and beat every dungeon. Otherwise, you're kind of like, okay, it's a little samey, we get it. They throw enemies at you, you mow them down, you move on. But by tying these different buffs to each one of these dungeons, it really inspires you to go in and knock them out. And then in my case, because I'm playing a rogue, I'm looking for some of those attributes that benefit from beating these dungeons. So if I can get a +5 to evade because I'm running a certain dungeon, I'm actually going to run that dungeon, which I think is really smart. This game unapologetically throws things at you all the time. There are buku side quests, they're everywhere. There's world events that are popping up constantly. There are these things called strongholds, where each portion of the map has 3 specific strongholds, and you can run that with everybody in your party, or you can run it solo, but they're a little bit more dynamic. There was one where I'm trapped in a snowstorm, and I got to take out the 3 guys that are causing the storm, and then once you take out those 3 individuals that are kind of on the perimeter of this little area, you then take on the big bad in the center. So pretty impressed with the variety. The only downside that I'm seeing to those strongholds is that it's not clear where they are at times. In this day and age, of course, you can just roll in and put it in the internet and figure it out. But at the same time, like it is a little bit like, okay, it would be nice to have a little bit more guidance on that. But it's just a small complaint, and I'm really, really enjoying enjoying it. Hopefully we can get together as a team and play a little bit more in the near future. But Diablo 4, high on my list. It's one of the games that I can't stop thinking about. And really, I'm in between three games right now, right? The one is Diablo 4, which we're talking about now, and the other is Survivor, Jedi Survivor, and the third is Legend of Zelda, which we'll get to here in a second. But I really, really want to show one more clip that I brought here tonight just to show off. And essentially what this is another screenshot of the actual chart of dungeon achievements. Now they call them aspects. So you beat a dungeon, you get an aspect for a specific player. There's 115 aspects in total, and they give you a chart that shows you what you've completed and what you haven't. And again, it goes back to, okay, once you hit a certain number of these, you're going to get a bonus, you're going to get a reward, you're going to get this, you're going to get that. And really what this game, I think, does better than Zelda is it's constantly putting you on the treadmill where you feel like you're moving forward. You're constantly grabbing new loot, you're leveling up, you're placing skill points. And it feels like every time you log into this game, you're improving your character in some way, shape, or form. And it's really difficult to compare this game and Zelda because they are such different experiences altogether. But Diablo is just unfiltered, raw fun and dopamine. Like I get in and I feel like I get sucked away for 5 hours, and the whole time I'm just like, okay, just 3 more minutes. Okay, just one more quest. Oh, now I need to drop this quest off. But since I'm in town, I gotta sell off my loot, so I'll do that real quick. Okay, now I got an empty inventory. What would happen if I spent this currency, right? And before you know it, you find yourself like jumping from area to area to area, and time just melts away. And Dr. Z and I were discussing just the other day. It's like Zelda is a wonderfully amazing game. Like it's definitely pushing game design. It's a wonderful game in many ways, but I find myself being drawn to Diablo 4 over Zelda. And the reason is because it's so easy to hop into D4 and just have fun immediately. Like you don't have to think, you don't have to check your inventory, you don't have to like, okay, how am I going to spec out? You just go in and start slaying, and then you add the social aspect of being able to play with friends, and it is a really hard package to beat. Now, Zelda, on the other hand, is one of these games that is going to go down as the best game ever made. Like, as we're playing through this game, you can't help but... Oh, also, I wanted to plug our clan one more time. Underpowered Pod, if you're playing D4, hop on in. Now, let's talk a little bit about Zelda. Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, has improved on the formula in so many ways that it's hard for me to find fault in this game anymore. And I can't believe that I'm sitting here saying this. I am the resident Zelda hater. Have been on the cast for years, and today I can tell you that I can no longer say that. And maybe Tears of the Kingdom has retroactively made me fall in love with Breath of the Wild. I don't know. I'm not going to go back and play Breath of the Wild. That ship has sailed for me. But what I can say is, like, this is a game that's fun for all ages. I find myself wanting to stay up late playing this game on my handheld, and I also am able to turn this game on, and my kiddos freaking love this game. They want to play this game all the time. And they call it the bird game. The first temple that I beat was the wind temple, and you get a little bird companion following that. And they're like, hey, can we play that game where you have the bird friend? And I'm like, sure, why not? But what you're seeing on the screens, if you're watching with me, is a temple where you're going in and basically building a boat. And I think the reason I'm having so much fun with this is that because I can literally like hop into a temple and be like, okay, kids, what should we do here? What do you think? And we're talking through and inventing ways on how to beat these puzzles. And it's a really cool way for me to play with my family, incorporating a thing that I love, being video games, and spend time with them to try to solve puzzles, right? And it's just one of these moments, it's moment after moment that I'm having with my kiddos that makes me think, you know what? This is a magical game. I'm documented on this podcast making fun of my co-host Casey because he would always say, I played this game with my kids, and that's why it's an amazing game. And I'm like, dude, that's not a reason to make a game great. But now I'm sitting here telling you that some of the best moments are playing this game with my kid. I think ultimately, if you don't have kids and you're playing this game, Zelda Tears of the Kingdom has evolved the formula on discovery and exploration. And that at its core is what it distills so purely. So when you compare it to D4, it's not even fair because D4 is like dopamine, 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 dopamine. And Zelda is, oh, I wonder what's over that hill. Hey, that's a weird looking structure. I wonder what that is. And that curiosity is so baked into the gameplay that it's amazing to just see how they develop this game, and it causes the player to just poke in these different corners, and you poke into the corners and it like unravels into like, oh, there's 4 more corners here that I can dive into. It is such a cool experience, and it continues to surprise me. I'm really impressed with it. Except when it's raining. Oh, Phil, I brought a clip for you. Don't you worry, it's coming up here really quick. In fact, I'm gonna bring it up now. I'm gonna put it to the top of the list because you're here with me. And this clip is called Lightning Chaos. Okay, this is Lightning Chaos. This just happened to me. I think it was last night. I'm laying in bed playing, and I'm like, oh shoot, I need some health because I'm dying because the lightning is striking me randomly, and I can't help but lose life during the lightning, which is highly frustrating. But there's these moments, right? Lightning's coming down, and there's this big baddie, and he's running at me, and I don't know what to do. I'm firing arrows, trying to lay some cover, and then I see, oh, he has a metal sword in his hand, and he gets struck by lightning, and all of a sudden that guy melts into oblivion. And it's like one of these things where you've been in the sandbox for so long that you see these different scenarios play out where this big baddie has like a metal sword, and you're just like, oh, is this gonna happen? Is he gonna get torched? No, he's not gonna get torched. And then sure enough, lightning comes down and plow, you use it to your advantage to knock this guy out. It's a pretty sweet experience. So, I mean, all things aside, when it's raining, it's very frustrating at times because you can't climb anything. And the thing about not being able to climb is it's one of the worst parts of the game. If you can't get where you want to get, it gets very frustrating very quickly, which is why I am the guy that constantly upgrades his stamina first, because that is what you need to do. Like the health's going to come later. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. And the combat is difficult in spots, but at the end of the day, it feels as if I'm going to need that stamina because I ain't messing with no rain, and I need to be able to crawl up anything. I'd love to see what you all think about this guy right here. What's going on with this dude, right? He like can't even stand up his own sign. Like he's just sitting in the middle of the rocks like, hey, my sign's here. Can you help me prop it up? And inevitably, I try to do it with one item. It falls down, fails utterly. And then I end up just packing a whole bunch of items around this dude's sign. And I'm like, this better stand up. Like I'm just done. And every time I run into this guy, I'm like, oh, another one of these. And then I find myself enjoying the fact that I got to stand it up. And this is where I think this game is either going to be made or broken for a lot of people, right? There's some of the stuff that's a little bit samey. Like you stand up the sign so many times and it's only so innovative for so long. But because they give you the ability to build on your own, I question if the longevity will be there. And I think it could be. Because every time I've run into one of these dudes with one of these signs, I gotta help a brother out. You can't just let him stand in the middle of the field with a sign falling over. Man's gotta live. So that hasn't worn out its welcome yet. But it might. Who knows? Who knows? Time will tell. Let's see what else I brought from you. I am loving Zelda. It's one of those things that is on my mind a little bit. I know that if I want a quick hit, it's Diablo 4. If I want to like go in and let it breathe and explore and feel like I'm exploring a world and on an adventure, then it's Zelda. One thing that I really want to talk about with Zelda is the way that they incorporate side quests with these different areas. So as you know, traditional Zelda, you have the different territories, right? You have the Gorons, you have the multiple individuals, the Zorons, the Gorons, the Gerudos. They're all like different towns that are kind of like hanging out, right? Well, what they've done in this game is they have the main story beats that you're going through and enjoying. And then once you complete the main story, it drops you back into the town. And what does it do? It throws like 7 side quests at you, which is brilliant. Like once you finish a temple, you go to that town and it's like, yo, bro, hey, could you go check this thing out over here? And it's smart because when you go to that town, initially you're expecting like, okay, there's going to be side quests. And yeah, there's a few here and there. But for me, I'm going to collect them all, get them on the map, and then go out and do my thing. But in this scenario, I find that after I've beaten one of those temples, it's like, wow, there's actually a reason to keep searching around here. And it's such a smart way to go about doing side quests. Excuse me. Now I've seen this happen in both the Wind Temple and the Fire Temple. So if you finish one of those temples, go through those towns and yuck it up. Talk to some of these people that are doing their thing, because you are going to get more side quests. And it's smart because you're like, okay, I finished that area. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to basically leave and go to the next area. But what this does is it kind of inspires you to make your way through the different areas one more time with one final pass. Something happened on Twitch. I just heard it. I heard something happen. Oh, a new sub. Jonathan. What's up, Jonathan? Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate you being a part of it here tonight. Took me a little while to figure that out. Okay, got a lot of screens going on, a lot of things happening. But this game really dives into exploration, and the side quests incorporation here I thought was really smart. We've seen it done so many ways, or in one similar way over and over, and I feel like they're pushing the medium with that specifically. Lightning Chaos, talked about that. Okay, for those of you that have been playing Zelda, I have to ask you, have you been to the depths? Because though it may seem that the depths is just another area for you to explore, I have to say that it is one of the more impressive things that I've seen in this title. And the reason is because of this. It's because when you go into the depths, it is actually threatening your life consistently. This game says, go on, jump into the depths, see what's happening down there. And they will throw enemies at you that will literally one-shot you. Like, the game doesn't care. It's like, come on down if you think you're such a tough guy. And then it just pile drives you and crushes you into dust, and all you can do to survive is just hang on and hope that you have enough hearts to get to the next level. And Zelda has not, maybe in Breath of the Wild, but Zelda, in my mind, has never been to the point where it is punishing and not holding your hand. Like, they're literally saying, go in and we're going to one-shot you after you're 55, or what is this, 85% of the way through the boss. We're just going to throw a new attack at you and one-shot you. And you can either reload it and re-tackle that individual, or you can go and power up and come on back. And that is constantly what's happening in the depths. You're going to go in, things are going to get saucy, you better be on your toes, because they don't care. They're going to jack you up, and that thing's going to happen. So it adds a level of difficulty to this game that I was not expecting. Like, yeah, it takes a little while to get hearts, but as you run around this map, you do continue to feel vulnerable. And if you look at like older Zelda games, you hit a point at like 30-40% of the way through those titles where you're just like invulnerable. Like, yeah, I get it. I'm gonna hop around the map, dodge the arrows, and slice the guy. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom takes it to a new level where you have to be on your toes. And when you start to get cocky, it'll eventually own you, and then it's like, oh, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. And it's not just in the depths either, right? Like, I got myself stuck in a little bit of a cave at one point, and there's this black Hinox that I'm trying to fight, and I'm kind of moving around him, hitting him with arrows, feeling pretty good about that. And then I get in, and I'm like, okay, I got to do some damage. So I'm up close, so I'm doing hand damage. He stands up, and I'm like, okay, one more hit. He just lifts his foot, and Bledow stomps me out, wipes all 7 of my hearts, and I go down and have to reload. And at first I'm like, ugh, this game is so frustrating. Why would they do that? But once I leave, I realize the game is designed that way to provide challenge. And because it's challenging, I find myself staying in that world longer. And I think it's a really, really intelligent way to take on this franchise in general. I'll also say that once you beat some of these temples, what you get is like a sidekick, if you will. And that sidekick is pretty much BA because they can come in and help you take out some of the baddies. And it helps me a lot with crowd control. It makes me want to go in and be like, hey, I need to actually do more of these temples so I can have a bigger army to help me take out these other baddies because I'm getting laid out. This game takes combat to a new level. I think it's more challenging than it has been. It also is focusing on exploration as kind of like its North Star, and you see that in all of the different ways that it plays out. Yeah, the Hinox are horrible. Like, they're very hard. I see you, Dr. Z. Like, those dudes are very, very difficult. I've been killed by them multiple times. But one thing that I think is really, really cool about this game is that not only are you constantly exploring, but you're finding new ways to take on temples and take on the environment. And that is also true in the short that you're going to see here, which essentially talks to a temple, where they strip you of all your gear and they're like, okay, figure it out. I spent probably an hour in this temple trying to figure out how to take down these baddies, right? I clear out the perimeter, all the baddies are gone, and then all of a sudden, there's these guys in the middle that are just shooting me with arrows. And because they've stripped me with all my gear, I only have like 10 shots in my quiver. Well, I don't land all 10 of the shots ever, and it's not enough to kill all the dudes. So as I'm like banging my head against the wall, I then realize, oh wait, one of these pillars that sits under this platform is cracked. So if I like made something that I could throw at that pillar, maybe I could actually take them down. And that's exactly what I did. I took a heavy object, attached it to a stick, and then I hucked an item across the map, nailed the pillar, and all 3 of the baddies fell into the water and completed the temple. And it was like one of those moments you're like, I am a genius. I did it. I have conquered the thing with ingenuity. Ingenuity. Is that a word? Ingenuity? Innovation. I innovated. They definitely didn't set it up to make me feel that way. No, that's definitely not how that goes. Anyway, it's really amazing, and it continues to surprise me at how good it is. I think the way that they've knocked out 3 different maps on this game is really smart as well. You have the Sky Islands, which is kind of sparse. You have the main area, and then the underground. And all 3 of those maps can sometimes correlate with like big areas, like a temple or a castle, and there's stuff going on below and above each one of those units. So it's pretty cool to see what they've done here. Nintendo, this is game of the year, like it is. Like there's no getting around it. This is game of the year. I think you're going to see it through all the outlets. I think that they innovate this style of game in so many different ways. I wanted not to like this game, and I still can't get enough of it. Now, if you were going to like hold my feet to the fire and say, which gun's better, which one do you enjoy more, D4 or Zelda? I think I enjoy playing D4 more, but I respect what Zelda is doing more, if that makes sense. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again, 2023 is an embarrassment of riches. We have the best titles in gaming history coming out this year. Like, I literally put Jedi Survivor on the shelf, and I want to go back to that game in the worst way, but I have 2 other titles that I'm now juggling. Oh, woe is me. Do you have too many good video games to play? Yes, I do. And it's a problem. With that said, let's now move on, because it's time for some social interaction. For today's segment of social interaction, we're going to do something a little bit different than we have done in the past. We are going to go into, let me find the right screen. Things might get crazy on your end, but you know what? It's a sacrifice you have to pay at times. Here it is. we are going to jump into our prompt of last week. The prompt was, what is the best weapon and item to fuse in Zelda Tears of the Kingdom? Here are your answers. First and foremost, we are in the Discord and we posted it. People came in right away. We had somebody come in. All right, I'm here. The party can start. There's HG. What's going on, man? HG and we're going to start a birder clan at some point. That's what I'm talking about. Thanks for swinging in, dude. So we get into the Discord. What is the best item to fuse with weapon and item in Tears of the Kingdom? We had Dr. Z coming in and say, hey, yo, it's definitely the shield and the fire dragon. Dude, tried this one out. Can we talk about it? Like, I was melting enemies. Like, it was so much fun. This is like the only way they could actually kill these hands. I don't know if y'all tried killing these hands or not, but I could not do it. Like, the only way I was able to really kind of get it done is with the fire shield, and even then I barely scraped by. So good recommend on the fire shield. I tried that one out. That one's pretty high on the list. Shield and rocket, I mean, Nintendo Daddy, like, I'm gonna give you props because it's such an obvious answer, but come on, man, you can do better. You can do better. You can get more creative than that. The wonderful thing about this is, like, it's just fun to do. You take a shield, you grab a rocket, you shoot in the air, and then, like, you're above all the other enemies. Like, it's a win. Like, it never gets old. It never gets old. My only problem is like, I'm constantly afraid that I'm gonna run out of rockets. But hey, it gets you high. It gets you going. I enjoyed it. Good try. Good work. Good work. What else we got? We have a cannon to a sword. Okay, this one right here. If you have not done this yet, this is money. The sword and the cannon is a freaking game changer. This was so much fun, and I'm like, okay, I'll try this out. I mean, I tried doing it once, it didn't really work, and then I got the perfect opportunity where I'm trying to get this guy, make sure he's on his heels, pull out the sword cannon, and I basically take it, and it blows him up and lights him on fire. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's the first time in this game where I thought, okay, I need more Zonite battery just so I can blow people up a little bit more. And it was a beautiful thing. So there we go. Those were our submissions from Discord. So pretty good submissions. Let's hop over to YouTube where we had a whole bunch of traction on this. And here's the deal, guys. I would love to let you weigh in on this conversation, but I am a filthy casual when it comes to Zelda, and a lot of this stuff I haven't unlocked. So a lot of y'all are coming in and saying, yo, use the Lionel horn. The Lionels scare me. The lions that are half birds, I don't mess with them. I don't like them. Wait, are they lions and horses? Are they birds and horses? I think they're lions and horses. Horse kitties. The horse kitties, I do not mess with. Stay away from horse kitties. So at one point, when I slay a horse kitty, I will try these, but because I'm a filthy casual, I will not be doing that quite yet. What else we got? We have more Lionel talk. People are like, yeah, you use Lionel stuff. Yeah, if I could kill a Lionel. Silver Lionel horn. Yeah, Rocket shield, Master Sword, and Silver Lionel saber. Yeah, like that. Rocket shield, kind of already talked about that. The legendary meat arrow might be my favorite answer throughout this entire spiel, this entire little game that we're playing. The legendary meat arrow, I actually grabbed a bow, attached some meat, and shot it into that Hinox's eye, and it felt oh so good. Oh, so good. Stick and meat, I mean, I didn't try that because I'm an adult. And this one, okay, Adam and Eve, not Shield and Keys. I'm not sure if Shield and Keys is in the Bible or if this is a Bible reference or not, but I couldn't figure out how to use the Shield and Keys because I basically had a shield and a bat wing and didn't know if that would like slide down the hill. I don't know. I'm not really sure what that was. Anyway, I did try it. It made the shield go faster, I think. But it could have just been in my head because I'm not very good at surfing on the shield. Electric Lysol arm or board. don't know what a Lysol is. Stick and topaz, that I hooked up with. And you put the topaz on the stick and you're shooting electricity balls all throughout this place. And if you want crowd control, fire some of those in there because it will lock them down. And of course, the bomb shield, big fan of the bomb shield. Very much a fan. I don't know which one you think the winner is, Philip. I was going to let you weigh in, but that didn't really work out tonight. So my winner of the Fuse Championship will be crowned to my unapologetic favorite thing that I did, and it was cannon and a sword. This was a game changer for me. A cannon and a sword, you can go in and you can just light up an entire room, and I think it's the coolest thing ever, and I can't get enough. That will be in my arsenal from now until the end of the game. Thank you to Mr. Let's see who it was. I don't even know. CK. CK, we'll be in touch. We are going to send you a $10 gift card to whatever the heck you want. It can be in $10, Steam, whatever. You tell me, I'll buy the gift card and shoot you the code. Good thing you're already in our Discord. That's what I thought was the best one. But we're going to pose another question before we hop out of here tonight, and it's going to be for our next episode. So that's kind of going to be how it's going to be. We're going to put up a question. We're going to source some answers. We're going to talk about them, maybe crown a winner, and then we're going to set up for next week. So it's going to be good. It's a beautiful thing. That was your social interaction. I know, a round of applause for all the social interaction out here. It's absolutely fabulous. So one thing that we're going to do, because it is a tradition on this podcast down right here, is we are going to play Guess That Game. Guess the Game is the game on the screen. You'll see it's a Guess That Game and a guarantee. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are going to guess this game. And guys, I hate to tell you, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, this is my first time looking at the screenshot, and I believe I know the answer. This is a game called Wave Race. Oh, what? No, that's Wave Race. Oh, no. Is it Wave Race 64? Get out of here. Wave Race 64. That's cheating. But hey, there it is. Got it on the first try. I mean, come on. Definitely Wave Race. Those ramps are burned into my childhood. I knew that you had to like spin the stick in your hand to ride the jet ski backwards at times. Things got crazy. Man, I can hear this game. Can anybody else hear this game? Wave Race. I know I can. I can hear it in my head. Oh man, what a great game. I'm pretty positive that if I went back to play this game right now, I would think it's utter trash. But because I'm not playing it and it lives in my memory, this was a great game. And that's where we're going to leave it. That is the Guess the Game portion of the night. And now we're going to move on to our last item of business. I just referred to it once. Here it is. This is the question that we are going to pose for our next giveaway. It's going to be a $10 gift card to wherever you want it. Steam, Nintendo, let's make it like video game related, please. But what the next question is going to be for our giveaway is, what is the most overrated video game? Think about it. Mull it over. What is the most overrated video game? You can choose to answer now, but we urge you to drop it in our Discord and let us know what you think. I am currently dropping the Discord into the different channels that we have up and running. I hope I am at least. Yep, let's drop one in YouTube. We'll show one over to Z Twitch. And then what was the last one? Oh, Kick. What's up on Kick? Dr. Z, I saw you were on Kick. I can't post anything in Kick, Dr. Z. I'm not logged in. I'm not a professional, I guess, guys. I'm not a professional. Hey, Phil, I need to figure out how to log into Kick. I don't know how computers work. If you could help me do that, that would be greatly helpful. Keep in mind, we're going to be putting this on Discord. We're going to be putting this on YouTube, and now newly added is a TikTok plugin. So you can put it on TikTok, YouTube, wherever, but we want to know the best answer to what is the most overrated video game. And with that, folks, that is an update on what I have been playing. When will I see you beautiful people next? I'm not quite sure. Here's what's going on. I'm going to be around next week, kinda, sorta. And then I spend 2 weeks on the other side of the world. I'm going to Thailand. It's going to be weird. It's going to be exciting. People aren't going to speak English as their primary language. And that makes me uncomfortable in a good way. And I can't wait to eat Thai food. By the way, when you tell people that you're going to Thailand, this response is, well, why the heck would you want to go there? Why would you want to go there? I think my friends are getting old because everybody I tell is like, why would you want to go there? One of my relatives, I said, hey, we're going to Thailand. And he's like, there's a war there. There's a war in Taiwan right now. You shouldn't go to Taiwan. Why would you want to go to Taiwan? Well, it's because we're going to Thailand. Not Taiwan. Those are different countries. There's a little bit of difference there. But know that we have a YouTube channel that is popping off. And if you have not yet subscribed and been a part of our community, we invite you to join us. We are popping off and making things happen. And we're excited about video games in this beautiful, beautiful industry. It's been amazing to see the innovations in gameplay and titles and how they're continuing to push the envelope forward. We at Underpowered are happy and joyful in terms of putting this content together and sending it out to the interwebs. And if you find joy in it, feel free to plug in and follow us, be a part of our community if you wish to do so. Our social channels are all over the place. We're on the IGs, the Twitters, the Instas, the YouTubes, everywhere. So join us. We're primarily looking at YouTube, and of course Discord is where we're chatting each and every day. So if you want to be part of those communities, come on in. We're on Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, all of them. If you're listening on an audio podcast, if you would leave us 5 stars in whatever capacity that is, we'd be hugely appreciative. So if you'd kindly do that, we would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for being here with me on Backlog Battler tonight. That is a wrap for another episode. Guys, gals, go out there, play your games, enjoy life, and thank you so much. Twitch doesn't get love anymore. I know. We're multicasting today, so we might be canceled. I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, at the end of the day, if they take our money, I mean, it's not like my 401k is riding in the Twitch universe, if you know what I mean. But anyway, we appreciate you all being with us. Thank you for joining me tonight, running the solo cast. I know it's a lot of one guy talking, but at the end of the day, it's all because I love you. I love video games and everything in between. So without further ado, I'm going to see if I can find the outro music. And have a good night. Be well. Be kind to each other. And next time I see you, it might be post-Thailand. And I better be freaking tanner than I am now. Because this pasty guy, he needs some sun. Later, guys. Love you. We out. Bye.